So this week it is the Colchester Winter Ale Festival taking place at the Colchester Arts Centre. It started yesterday, Wednesday, goes through till Saturday. And our reporter, Andre Kimchi, was down there chatting to John Durrant yesterday. He started off by asking John, what's it all about?
Well, it's the Colchester Winter Beer Festival. We've got over 100 real ales. There's food, there's real ciders, and there's all different types of beer. We've even got a chocolate orange beer.
Chocolate orange beer?
Yeah.
Sounds like something needs trying.
I think it needs trying. A half most probably will be enough.
Okay. So, is this, a few years ago, there was a big upsurge in the popularity of real ales. Is that continuing?
It is continuing. There's, especially in Colchester, we're very lucky. We've got half a dozen really good pubs. The Victoria, the Live and Let Live at Stanway, just a couple of the pubs in the town. It is very, very popular. So, yes, it's continuing, and the festival is thriving.
And how much of the festival beers are locally produced?
This festival, most of them are East Anglian. The summer one we tend to get beers further afield, but the winter one we've always gone for more local beers. But just remember that East Anglia is like nearly 100 miles across and 100 miles high, so it's quite a big area to get beer from.
It is. And with is there a definition of a real ale? If I don't know very much about real ale, if I'm honest. How would I know a real ale if I found one?
Well, a real ale is an ale that's conditioned in the cask. So it's not pasteurised, it's still living. It's a living, proper, alive product. Where a keg beer, which would be like lagers and Guinness or something, they actually pasteurise it to kill the yeast off inside the cask, so it does become not a sterile product, that's unfair, but a more consistent product.
Okay, so a real ale made today, and I don't know whether you could drink it today, may taste completely different in 6 months' time.
It wouldn't last 6 months. It lasts about 3 months. It's put in the casks, and it's conditioned inside the cask for about 3 weeks, and then it's tapped. At the bottom it has a spile in it, and it'll last then 3 or 4 days before the oxygen gets to the yeast that's still in the beer, and it starts to turn it sour. Okay, so
do you have any particular favourites of beer yourself?
I do. I'm sadly, my favourite brewery is in Suffolk. It's the Earl's Sowen Brewery. Oh, that's what everybody said. Which is Earl's Sowen Victoria, which is an absolutely fabulous drinking beer. 3.6, 3.7. You can have a real good session on it. Where some of the beers here are perhaps 6%, 7%. So it's more tasting beer rather than a drinking beer.
6 and 7%, that sort of wine country, really, isn't it?
It's getting into wine country, and ciders, a lot of those are 7, 8%.
But then cider is much closer to wine than beer is anyway. It's a fermented fruit juice.
It sort of is, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is. It's fermented fruit juice. You can put additives in it, to make it a raspberry cider or a strawberry cider. But really, yes, it's a fermented fruit juice.
And you have the winter and the summer festival. I mean, there's a lot of people here. We're here midweek. Has there been lots of people through the doors?
It's been an absolutely splendid day today. We've done a lot better than last year. And the weather has been nice. The summer festival, people can drink outside. So although they're beer festivals, they're two separate animals, really.
And if somebody like me was, not used to drinking real ale or didn't know much about it, how would you encourage them to start? Where would you suggest I start if I wanted to learn about real ale?
I would start at the weaker one, to be honest. I would talk to the people behind the bar. They're quite knowledgeable. Tell them what you are. I don't mean what you are.
I know what you mean.
But, you're new to real ale.
Yeah.
And say, look, what do you think? What would you try? And they will give you little samples as well. So, if you went to the behind the bar, 3 or 4 little samples was absolutely fine. The thing with real ale is, what is one man's wonderful drink is another man's poison. So I've got a friend down there, he likes dark, strong beers. I like the lighter beers. So, we go out drinking, he has the black stuff, I have the lighter stuff.
Would it be fair to say that the real ale community or whatever you want to call it, the real ale scene, is quite a social thing as well as a drinking thing?
It's social. You do sometimes, you go out and if the beer is good, you'll have a lot, but very often go out for a couple of pints, have a chat. We've got some really, really good social pubs in Colchester who serve good real ale, so together it makes a nice night out.
Okay, so we're here on Wednesday. How much longer is the festival going on for?
We're in the first day now. This is the Wednesday. It goes on Thursday, Friday and Saturday. There's music, Surfquake on Saturday evening, and we close at 10:30 and we open at 12 o'clock each day.
That was our reporter Andre Kimchi chatting to John Durrant from the Colchester Beer Festival, which, as John mentioned, is happening right the way through till Saturday at the Colchester Arts Centre.